Oh man, for anyone who wasn't here, which is everyone except for me, right before Judy hit the record button, she said something that I've never heard her say before. Out of nowhere, she turned into a GI Joe action figure and was like, "Let's roll!" and then hit the record button. It's gonna be that kind
Yeah,
of
I don't
night,
know.
huh?
It just that one just came out on. I don't know. That was. I don't know where that came from, honestly.
Welcome to a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on youtube.com/ take a breath, or check it out at takeabreathpod. Or if you're listening to us on the audio streams or platforms, remember to just look for a conversation with Judy and Ryan.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
going
you
to
did
feel
it.
natural at some point. It's like, because for me, I'm someone who, since I grew up in, not grew up, but since I focused so much time in radio, when you're talking in radio, you have 15 seconds to spit something out, right?
Hmm.
Especially when it's a commercial, because you don't have much time to say anything. So when I have that much copy to just remember in my head, it's like, hurry it up.
Well, I think you did a good job. So
Oh, thank you.
you got that. You got that.
So, real quick, before we get started, I want to let you know you were 1,000% right about my mom, because we went over to her house last week and she
Uh-huh.
almost cornered me. And she's like, bro, the first half of your show was so boring. Now, this is 2 weeks ago, not our last show. She loved the last one, everything
Okay.
about it, because she did the eye roll to me when I was like, oh, if you hated sports, you'll love the next episode in which I break down why the National Football League is America's pastime. But no, she says she loves everything about you, obviously. So kudos, Judy.
Thanks,
But
Mom.
but mom was upset because we were talking sports. Well, guess what, mom? You're about to be fucking upset again. You know why? Because we are the champions, my
I'm
friend.
so happy. Okay, for those who
We
cannot see what Ryan is holding up, he has his Stanley Cup champions flag that finally came in after weeks of being ordered. He's still holding it, and now he's just waving it around. Where are you going to put that in your apartment?
So honestly, okay, now that I'm done. So what I'm going to do, see where I have the conference
Yeah,
championship? Oh man, messing with that really messed with my...
yes,
There we
you
go.
did. There you go.
All
Not
right.
fuzzy.
So since we have that, we're gonna replace it and we're gonna put the championship Stanley Cup flag there, and
Okay.
then the conference flag will probably go in our bedroom.
Okay.
So, because you got to remember the bad times as much as good times, because we will keep fighting till the end. All right, I'm done being creepy. I got that earlier this week. It came like 3 weeks early because I wasn't
Okay.
supposed to get that until the 22nd of July.
Yeah.
And I came home and it was here. I was like, ah, bathe in it.
Did you just like wrap yourself around it like a cape?
You know, I was super Stanley Cup man.
I knew. So
Oh,
you.
but no. All right, but we will stop talking about sports. Hey, did you notice anything about the show this week?
Something different? Did we do
Yeah,
something different?
anything?
No.
I knew you weren't going to listen to it on Tuesday. I knew that since we all had the day off, you weren't going to listen to it until
Oh,
the next
okay.
day, because I didn't post it until Wednesday.
Okay, that makes sense because first I did want to listen to it on Tuesday. I'm like, oh, typically, like I said, I have like my little notification on Spotify. So it'll tell me, like, oh, new episode. Great. So I'm thinking, today's Tuesday, right? But then I figured, I go, oh, maybe Spotify is like on a holiday.
Yes, blame Spotify.
I'm like, maybe Spotify's on a holiday and it doesn't drop anything new. Like no one's there to
Oh,
push things through, I guess.
um, so I was up late doing stuff on Monday night. And I was just like, you know what? It's fine. I'm just going to wake up tomorrow and I'll knock out the podcast and I'll upload it. It's the 4th of July. No one's going to be listening anyway. Right.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, it's like 6 o'clock in the night. And I'm like, I did not upload the show. And I figured that you, since you didn't text me or anything, that because you normally listen to it on your way to work also. So I figured you just were like, I'm just going to wait until Wednesday so I could watch it normally. So I was like, dodged a bullet.
It's all right. I thought it was Spotify, so it's okay.
Oh, yeah. Fuck you, Spotify.
No, don't say it. I actually love my Spotify.
I just meant like, blame Spotify. Yeah. Oh, man. Well, but also with that, I know that you don't watch the YouTube channel.
I actually do.
That. You do not.
Yeah,
when do you watch it? When?
I just watched it yesterday.
Oh, so then you would have noticed the difference then.
Yes, the background. Are you going to talk about the background? Yes, yeah. I noticed. It's very muted now. And I'm like, oh, do I like this? Because I was so used to the bright colors.
It's one of those things. It's very, while it's similar, it's very drastically different from the last one. I don't know. I feel like it's better on the eyes, but we'll give it some time. I also started uploading clips. So if you want bite-sized segments of a conversation with Judy and Ryan, you can also check out the clips at takeabreathpod.
So the clips that I saw on the channel were from like our old episodes.
So we have, no, it's okay. What I'm doing is, because I'm about 3 or 4 weeks behind in editing. It's like, other than getting the show out, like doing TikToks and everything, I'm about 3 to 4 weeks behind, and I keep adding to the workload, so that doesn't really help me.
It's okay.
So you're seeing clips from a couple weeks ago. That is true, but it is just in a more bite-sized piece, and my hope is that helps whatever algorithm BS YouTube has, with watch time versus time in show, right? Because an issue that something like our show has, since we don't have a ton of following, but we love the ones that are with us, especially you, Keith.
And Alex and your mom.
Oh shit, I forgot. Yeah, Alex.
Wow. Well, I was main people.
I was specifically making a joke about not saying my mom since we started the episode with it, but I genuinely should have said Alex's name. I fucked that up. Oh.
Wow.
Yep. Anyway, we're gonna keep moving. We're gonna keep moving on.
Let's go on.
But the issue that we have is that since someone maybe watches 5 to 10 minutes of our video rather than an entire hour and 15 long minute thing, the algorithm says, oh, well, people don't really like this because they're only watching 7% of it or whatever. Okay, so you put the smaller content stuff on there. So hopefully they watch 8 minutes of 10 minutes. And then the algorithm is like, oh, people like you. They watch 80%. So that's the thought process behind it. Plus, I also feel like if somebody likes the clip, then it's not bad that it's a couple weeks old, because most of our stuff is evergreen. Like, I'm not really putting a ton of like, well, this happened today in the news.
No. So. It's all good. I love the TikToks. I will say that. I love watching them every day.
Dude, I am so happy with TikTok right now, because TikTok is proving that I am growing as a person. I was so ready to do a bullshit this week. Okay. I was so ready. I don't know if you noticed, but the TikTok that I posted yesterday, the one talking about archery, I got a couple people commenting on it.
Really? Right? Yeah. I don't think I saw comments.
Let me pull this up real quick. Okay. So on that one,
let's
see here, profile. And How do I get? God, I feel so old because I was doing this so easily earlier, and now it's just like, there we go. There we go. Okay. So I posted the archery story.
Hmm.
And to that, someone named Dallin Stevenson, this is their name on TikTok. I'm not doxing them in any way,
Okay.
said, how dare you? I did not spend 2 years getting my archery merit badge to be insulted by a man who looks like a Crendor knockoff. To which I replied, exactly, right? To which I replied, I give you bonus points for making me Google who Crendor is. Because I didn't know he's a creator. And
Oh, okay, fine.
honestly, I feel like it was kind of an insult to Crendor because like homie is like he's got a nice face and he's thinner and everything. So I'm like pudgy Crendor. But I continued.
Okay.
By the rules of archery, does that make me better than him? Right? Because if I'm just a knockoff of him, I'm the same as him. So in archery, the same thing wins. So, but so then he replied to me, if you really want to diss a game with convoluted rules, look up British cricket. I like how he said British cricket though. Like Indian cricket is so much different.
Right.
It's not, by the way. It's all the same game. It's like
It's
soccer
cricket.
everywhere.
It's yeah.
And try to explain how you win. So the reason I was gonna do a bullshit on this is two things. But the first one, the main one, is that how are you going to argue how your sport is cool by degrading another sport? All you did, you didn't say that your sport was good. You just said that this one is also shitty.
Like, why aren't you shitting on this one, but you have to shit on my sport?
Oh, God, man. So I was all ready to go on an entire rant about how people, especially in this internet age, don't know how to argue or make a valid argument, right? Because all you have to do is you say, fuck you, and hit send, and then you never have to look at them again. So it doesn't matter. Like most people, yeah. But I then realized I'm probably talking to like a 6-year-old or something.
Oh,
like,
no.
Okay, maybe 12.
Not.
Maybe 12. But my point is like, homie's talking about merit badges, and maybe he was joking about it and it is an older person, but I have to put myself, because I also, another person just asked, what are you even talking about, man? And so to me, the only way that you can not understand what I was talking about when I literally said archery and I did the whole pulling of the arrow thing. I mean, what else would I be doing? Who else just does
right. And we talked about thing? Brave. Like, did they not even listen to what
right.
we were actually talking about?
So I'm just, I'm assuming that I'm dealing with just a younger brained group of individuals, right? So I was going to go on that whole rant, but I was like, that's not fair. I can't go on a whole rant based on what some fifth grader said. Right. That's not cool. So instead, I'm going to use what that fifth grader said to prop myself out because I am obviously growing, guys. I would have given that fifth grader so much shit back in the day. But you know what? I've grown. And even though he's a moron, I'm going to leave it alone. I'm just going to leave it alone. That's it.
Just you don't choose violence today. That's it. That's all you
I'm not choosing violence. I said thank you for giving me I said to him, I said thank you for giving me the next BS topic. Like I knew, but I'm not choosing violence now. I'm choosing love.
Yeah.
Someone chose violence against me though. Someone did. I got another email.
Oh no.
I did.
From the same person?
No, different person.
Damn.
I don't know what I do, but like they really enjoy talking to me. Hold on, I'll pull this up for you. I like to wait, where? There we go. I like to screenshot them and send them to Alex.
Oh yeah, I do the same thing to Keith. It's all right.
And on this one, I just sent her in the subject. It happened again. So I sent him the thing saying how much the quote would be, right?
Yeah.
And he said, going to report your company and State Farm for harassment. I've asked many times via phone calls from you people to stop calling me. Now I'm going to take the legal route and see how this plays out. I don't want your business. I have not applied to anything from your business, have had the same insurance that I'm not capital ONOT leaving. So since you won't take the direct response I have given, the law will make sure that you stop sending your bullshit and stop your calls.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I actually channeled you on this day.
Okay.
What do you want to know?
I'm like, all right.
Why
Well,
is
no,
that a bad
I want to
thing?
hear about it. I want to
Why
hear
is that
how
a
you
bad?
did that.
It's already like you feel exhausted because I said I channeled you. Fuck. I know that sign. I know that sigh. I hear that from Alex all the time. I say something. Ah, yes, you're funny, love. I love you. So I invoked you and I said, why did you wake up and choose violence today? I hope that response is just due to annoyance from a bunch of companies contacting you and that nothing else is upsetting you because life is too short for that kind of vitriol. Yeah, I used a big word that I knew he wouldn't understand just to piss him off.
Okay.
I'm sorry that I've bothered you. I just make the calls. Also, this is the first response I've heard from you, so I'm not exactly sure what you mean by the direct route. And the company I work for is State Farm. So I'm not sure what you mean by that either. Good luck with your legal proceedings. I look forward to seeing how this all plays out in court. And I will remove you from my list. Please have a wonderful day.
Oh man, wow.
Homie really thought he had scared me with the legal route talk.
Yeah. Oh,
why is it people always like that's the first thing that I'm gonna sue you?
I have no idea, but I get the same phone calls as if like I have any say in what's happening in like these hospitals that my company that I work for own. You know, this like I get ladies that call me, like older ladies that call me from like Florida. And I'm like,
Why
ma'am,
did my doctor charge me so much?
Yeah, I'm like, ma'am, I'm in Dallas. I've had to like tell people these, you know, these things. I'm like, ma'am, I don't know what location you're talking about. I just work at the corporate office. Like, how did you get my number? Is really what I want to know.
It says right here, Judy De La Cruz, complaint department. It says it clear as day.
Oh
my
man,
God.
I love that.
I've just gotten real used to telling people, look, man, I'm in the sales staff. I don't know what's going on with your account. I don't know why you owe us $17,000. Maybe you should have made your payments on time. I don't know, but like, I didn't do it. I had a man literally upset at me because his bill went up by $30.
Mm-hmm.
He changed his car not once, but twice within a 7-day period. He got a new Jeep Renegade, and then like less than a week later, got a Jeep Renegade Trailhawk, and was like, "Why is my bill going up, bro? Come on, you got like I understand that there are stupid people out there, but you got to have a little bit of common sense."
Like, yeah. No. Oh no. Oh.
So. Anyway, I don't want to take the mood down with all the gallivanting of work. Gallivanting and vitriol. That's why you guys come to this show.
Let me just say, my car insurance is coming up next month. And I am in the market for a new insurance because my current insurance keep increasing. Like, I don't know. Okay, let me just say, back in like the pandemic, 2020, right? Mike, you're getting fuzzy.
Yeah. You're good. Just keep going.
But my car insurance was like, hey, because you're not leaving your house, we're going to give you $25 credit on your bill. Okay, bitch, you gave me two $25 credits, so $50. And then you wanted to increase my my monthly payments to $20 every
It's
month.
a real man. It's a real man.
Cheering you on again. Oh, you didn't say hi. He was cheering you on.
Yeah, hi, Keith. So I could tell in your voice how annoyed you were that I interrupted your story. I apologize. I could tell he's cheering you on again. You didn't even say hi. Sorry, Judy. I see Keith. I just get so excited. I'm sorry.
I could tell. I could tell it's okay. I get excited too.
Anyway,
but not in the middle of my rant about how shitty my car insurance is.
I know. I'm sorry. But look, I'm growing, but I'm not grown yet. Okay, that's still going. So, they gave you the two $50 coupons. Those bastards.
No, two $25 coupons.
Oh yeah, I'm
credits,
sorry. $50
total. And then the following year, my car insurance went up $20 a month. So $20 times 12 is what? If I do a quick math, it'd
be $140.
No, it's more than that. No, yeah, you're right. Sorry, $140. Yeah, sure.
100, right? 12.
Yeah.
No, it'd be $280. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, so whatever. It's more than $50 that they gave me credit for paying. And it doesn't stop there. That was 2021, 2022, 2023. It just keeps increasing $15 every month. And I'm like, why? Like, thanks, car insurance, for giving me my $50 credit back in the
little inside baseball right now, or inside insurance, right? And this isn't me defending your company, because I honestly don't know which company you're with, and I like keeping it that way. We keep the business separate from the other business. But it seems like, because I know my company's going through it, because we just had one and we're having another one right now. A rate increase. And it's due to exactly what everyone has been saying: inflation. I mean, there's real reasons for it, body shops and this and that or whatever, and losses and this, but regardless, it seems like every company is going up in rate right now. So it's just, it sucks, man.
It does.
You know who's not going up is Tesla. Tesla insurance is kicking our ass. Okay. If you have a Tesla, get the in-house insurance, baby.
Good for you, Tesla owners. But okay, so I remember watching a TikTok of a guy talk about, he was going on a rant about his car insurance. And so he's like, you know what? I decided I'm going to shop around for, different insurance rates and whatever. And he found like a really good one. But it came to my attention, like, why am I loyal? Like, I've had the same car insurance since I had my license, because I was on my dad's plan. And then then I got my own car and I got my own plan. But I stayed with the same company. But I'm like, why do I want to stay with the same company if they're just it's going to be the same coverage I get with a new company and it'll be less? Like, why am I not doing that?
So, no, you should be doing it. But what I will say is, you'll probably, since you've been with that company for so long, you'll probably get a really, really good rate if you get quoted, because one of the things that goes into calculating quotes is longevity with your previous company and your previous company as a whole. So if it's one of the big boys, State Farm, Geico, Allstate, Progressive, then it'll be looked at in a better light than if it's like a Go Auto or a General or something like that. Okay. So that is definitely one of them. The reason that you stay with the company, though, is normally the longer you're with a company, the more of, and I don't want to say like they give you a discount or they lower your bill for being with them, because it's blatantly not true. But what happens is the longer you're with them, and if you're a good driver, you don't get accidents and stuff, you get more discounts by association with that, right? So like with my company, at 3 years, 6 years, and 10 years, you get a discount, and they get higher at each interval, but you get a discount for not having any accidents or tickets, right? So that's the benefit. And usually you can only get those kind of discounts by being with the company for that long. Now, certain companies like an Allstate specifically, or a Farmers, they have what's called accident forgiveness that you can purchase, right? But not all the companies have something like that. So that is, the fallacy of, if you're with a company for a long time, your bill goes down, is not true. What is true is that the longer you're with a company, your credit is probably getting better over that time. And credit is one of the major factors that goes into your insurance rate. So as you get older and you stay with a company, your loyalty to that company and probably all the other companies and bills that you pay increase your credit score. Therefore, your rate goes down by proxy. It wasn't because you were with State Farm for so long, It's just because of proxy. Now, there are other things that go into it, obviously, and longevity is an aspect of it. And I say that because sometimes it will be cheaper to put car A onto policy A, rather, which has been around for 10 years, than it is to put it on policy B that is brand new. But sometimes it's not. It's a really weird thing. I fucking hate insurance because it doesn't make any sense.
None of it. Health insurance don't make sense. Car insurance don't make sense. Renter's insurance don't make sense.
Renter's insurance makes sense. Renter's insurance makes sense.
Okay.
It's literally just covering your stuff. It's all it is.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
It
covers
your
stuff. And
my renter's insurance is with my car insurance. Okay.
Of course, you had to bundle. You had to get the bundle.
And yet my discount does not reflect anything. So.
Oh, well, that's not true. It just doesn't reflect what you want it to reflect. See, what's happening is you're getting me in work mode.
Okay,
and this
is the
conversation that I have to have.
Sorry. I know.
It's not. It's
so
not
do
your
you think
fault.
if I just call my car insurance and be like,
No, because it's
why
not.
Is it going up $20 again?
Well, because here's the thing, man. It's not like they have a magic button that if you call them that they can go, oh, she called, so hit the 20% off button. I wish they did. That'd be cool. I wish, right? That would be so dope. But so what'll happen is you'll call and you'll be like, what's going on? And the first thing that they're going to do is make sure all your discounts are there. And then they're going to explain to you about how the car insurance industry is changing because of inflation and because of body shops and because of this and that. And then they're going to say, well, do you need X, Y, or Z coverage because of X, Y, or Z? So they're going to try and keep you by taking stuff that you have in there. And I'm not saying that you need to have all your stuff in there. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But they're going to then try and get you to strip stuff out of it. And then at the end of it, if that doesn't work, they're going to be like, well, it's a real hassle to cancel and have to start up with a new account. But, those are all the tricks, man. They're all the tricks. So what I would do is go get a burner phone. Go get a burner phone. Okay. And then go get like some online quotes. Like you can just punch it in.
Oh, I have. I use my work cell for those things.
Okay, perfect. You got the burner phone. There you go.
Yeah.
and see what comes, like what quotes come in, and whatever seems to be the best one, I would reach out to them and get it finalized, quoted out. Not like you're actually going to take it, but just make sure like you've given them your driver's license number. They know if you have accidents and they know every little detail, right?
Right.
Honestly, the one thing a lot of people try to BS on, and it's one of the most important things, give them a real fucking birthday. People, you were not born on 1/1/89. It is messing with whatever it is.
Right. They have to calculate. It yes. Yeah.
So, get whatever the best rate is locked in, and go to your current company and just go, hey, can you match this price? And they will say, and they can't price match because that's illegal, right?
Yeah.
But they'll look at your coverages and they'll say, or you just say to them, I want apples to apples, right? And they'll look at your coverages that you were quoted and they'll do the exact same and you'll see where it comes out.
Okay. That's a good
right?
idea. And I didn't think about that, but
That
I'll do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the only thing because, like I said, people also think because a lot of businesses are run this way that there's someone that just says, "Oh, we can give it to you cheaper," right? I get a
Hmm.
lot of phone calls from people who are already with State Farm that are like, "Hey, I'm with State Farm. Can you give me my insurance cheaper?" No, that's like going to McDonald's and asking if you can get a cheaper cheeseburger. Shut the fuck up. Ugh.
Wow, I'm so sorry that we took like this whole first half about just talking car insurance, but I was very
No,
passionate
look,
about it right
honestly,
now.
honestly, this that is I hate insurance and I hate so many things about my job, right? But the one thing I will say that is amazing that I get out of it is that I'm able to explain what it is to people and I
Yeah.
get to explain how it can work for you compared to against you and all these things cuz most people either A don't possess the verbal skills or B don't possess the care to do that with customers. They just rush them in, give them whatever coverage they say that they want, don't go over it with them and kick them out the door after they take a payment.
Right.
And I try to be a little different about it. And that's a good thing and a bad thing. But one of the good things with that is that when we have moments like this, it's probably terrible content, but I get to help my friend out a little bit. So that's fine
Well,
with
thank
me.
you. Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks. Also, sorry, my dog is like in here, but he's like scared because they're still blowing fireworks out here in my neighborhood.
Who's still doing fireworks? That was 2 days ago.
No, no, it'll continue on until who knows how
Uh,
long. God. Anyways,
why
but
are children so children?
that's why he's in here in case you're
Oh,
wondering.
by the way, since I never said this part of it, I did look up how one wins in cricket. Guess what?
Okay.
It's by getting more runs than the other team. It's not that fucking complicated. Okay. Sorry. I literally looked it up and it said if the team batting last scores more runs than the team that they are going against, they win. But
So
if they
wait,
run
is
but
it
if they
similar
run
to
out of
baseball?
pitches, yeah. I mean the
What the
rules.
fuck?
Well, no. So the rules of cricket are way more convoluted and
Hmm.
confusing
Mm-hmm.
than baseball,
Okay.
1000%. But my question was, how do you win? Archery is stupid compared to cricket, which at least cricket, there is a winner. If you score more than the other team, you've proven that you are better than them, and
Right.
therefore you win. In archery, all you did was score a three-pointer after I scored a three-pointer. Steph Curry would have 17 million games won. By the
And cut.
way, by the way, when we come back, I will have a conversation with Judy about my medication because that's been fun to deal with this week. And I'm sure that you were able to pick up on that a little bit based on my emotional status right now or
I love
state,
it.
whichever.
I love it.
Honestly, I am just filling for time since we have about a minute 45,
Hmm.
but I've been watching. Oh, did you ever watch American Gladiators as a kid?
No.
Oh,
Were you
okay. There
watching
was,
that documentary on
yeah, I
Netflix?
watched the whole doc on
Yeah.
Netflix, and I was like, oh, I hope Judy watched something like this because then we could talk about American
No.
Gladiators.
No, but
No, of
Keith
course
did.
not. Oh,
If that's something
Keith,
you
we
ever
need to do a
wanna
side podcast.
you guys
The
ever wanna just
American
talk
Gladiator.
about American
Oh,
Gladiators?
all we do, Keith, you and me every week, we watch another episode of American Gladiators and we chronicle the entire series from the beginning to the end.
You know
And
what? You
then
guys should do
it
that.
culminates in a Patreon live show of you and me watching the Netflix docu-series. Come on, Keith. Don't keep me from this. All right, we have to take a break. This is a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here on youtube.com at TABPOD on all of your social medias. And just look for a conversation with Judy and Ryan on your audio podcast. We'll be right back.
Woo! Shit.
All right. Welcome back to a conversation with Judy and Ryan. Check us out on YouTube at TABPOD along with TikTok and on all the audio platforms. A conversation with Judy and Ryan. All right. We're getting there. We're figuring it out.
You'll get it.
All right. So now that
The
I've done,
first half was better.
you know what? Now I don't feel bad about what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm going to completely ignore my co-host for the next few seconds and just make a one-on-one. Oh, what is the best? Just Hail Mary. Keith, I understand that you have a lot of stuff going on, that you're a very busy man. But if you could please, and I know that I come off as a clown a lot of times, but if you could please just find it in your heart to spare the time to do this gladiator show with me, I think it could be one of the best things on the interwebs, man. All right, maybe not one of the best things, but the best thing that two almost 40-year-olds can be doing on the internet together. Like, I think we got something, man. So come on, Keith. Don't leave me hanging. Please. Just please.
Honestly, if I can just interject, I think that is such a great idea because I was listening to like the New Girl podcast where the actors from the show are rewatching each episode and they make like a show about it. And I'm like, oh my God.
You have no idea how many, they call those watch along podcasts.
Oh,
you have no idea how many there are. You know which one I'm watching? I'm watching the Ned's Declassified.
Oh my God.
So that's all.
You know
so
what? I will.
Who from the show is on the New Girl one?
It's Zoe Deschanel.
Zoe herself?
Yeah, Zoe's on there. Lamorne, who plays Winston, and the Hannah Simone, who plays Cece.
So it's so interesting when you get a watch along podcast because sometimes you'll get the stars like you do in New Girl or the Ned's Declassified that has the three major stars, but then other times you'll get like the fifth and sixth B characters from the show. Like, have you, and they do a great job, but have you seen, probably not, but the Wizards of Waverly Place podcast?
No, who's in that one?
So obviously they're not going to get Selena Gomez. I almost called her Serena Gomez. They're obviously not going to get her, but they have like, I never watched this show other than on mute when it was age appropriate because she was so hot. But they have like the guy who played the dad. Okay. And I want to say the girl who played like the best friend.
That's an interesting mix.
Right. Okay. So it's so interesting with these. And like I said, if you have a favorite show that has been off the air for more than 7 or 8 years, it probably has a watch along podcast with some members of the cast. You know who actually has an entire company based around podcasting and specifically watch alongs is, I don't know if you know this name, Christy Carlson Romano.
Yes.
Yes.
Even Stevens.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Ren Stevens from Even Stevens. She has this entire kind of podcasting media empire now because it started off where after Even Stevens, she like lost all of her money and she had to start over, and she started over by doing YouTube. And that's how she started making a living again. And then fast forward, she meets her now husband, who is also in the media game. And they have, I think it's called Podco. Yo, if you're looking for some new talent, I'm just saying Podco, like your boy and your girl is here. So, but yeah, so they got this whole thing going on, and it's really cool to watch it just grow and expand. I get worried about it. Not about their business specifically, because I don't know anything about their business model, but just about the podcasting and the watch along podcasts in general. Because one, at some point you run out of episodes. Like that's just, unless it's Doctor Who, you're gonna run out of episodes. Oh God, yeah. If you don't know, also maybe South Park. South Park is like.
Is this still on?
It's been going since I was in 3rd grade.
The Simpsons?
The Simpsons, yeah. Simpsons got to quit at some point. That's what I'm saying. At some point, maybe there's certain shows, okay, you can get away with an entire career of just watching one episode a week. But most shows at some point, they're going to end. And then also, I think there's always a bubble, right? And at some point, there's just too many of the same thing out there. And we've seen it to a degree with podcasts. I mean, it's really hard for a new podcast to break in just because so many people have their set thing, right? Like you have
Right.
to be
Yeah.
really fun and really entertaining. And you can't just do a podcast. You have to do a podcast and then put out clips over here and then do this thing over there and get your name and your brand out there. Which is, you know, because before it was just like, I do a podcast. You're one of the 4. I'm listening. You know,
Right. Now it's like you're doing a podcast. Oh,
but like, you know, good for them, good for Christy Carlson. But yeah, so love the watch alongs. I'm very happy that that one actually has, I mean, Cece's so hot, but I'm very happy that it has all the
love
stars.
her. Yes, and then they have guests that come on, and it's some of the other casts as well. So it's pretty fun. I was like, oh, I love this, but it's just, I just love it. So good.
You know, speaking of Cece, just real quick, and I'll get to the stuff we were going to talk about, but I think I have a thing for like super dark skinned girls. Like, because Alex right now is like at her palest, right? But she's still 3 or 4 shades darker than you. And like, I think, now don't get me wrong, they're also just uber beautiful women, but I got a real thing for Cece. And then I also have a real thing, and I forget her name, but the actress in a Good Place, not Kristen Bell, but the Indian actress. I think she's Indian.
Jamila Jamil is her name.
Yeah,
Jamila Al Jamil.
Yeah, God, she's hot. Oh, like
I think you're just into ethnic women.
All right,
and that's.
I mean, I do like curves for sure.
So
it depends on the ethnicity. So, which is so interesting how certain things are considered ethnic, right? We all know what ethnic actually means because no one ever says ethnic and is talking about Chinese people.
Yeah, you're right. Anyways, moving along.
So my meds have been off. So I take a couple different medications, and one of them is, I'm not making this name up, methylphenidate, right? Okay. It's for my ADD. It's basically Adderall. And like everything else in this country, there's a shortage. So I've literally been waiting for my meds to come in for about 3 weeks. And that's fun to detox. It wasn't as bad this time as it was the first time. I'll save that story for another day but the thing that was really upsetting to me is that I would call every other day, and every other day they would say, yeah, it's still not here. We get our shipment in tomorrow. Call back then.
Okay.
Now I get an update from Amazon when my package is 10 stops away.
Yeah.
And just in case you weren't aware, because of the type of substance, methylphenidate, this prescription is considered a narcotic and a prohibited substance, right? So there's a lot of rules to me getting it. I can literally only purchase it once every 30 days. And by comparison, I take another antidepressant, and that one I can literally order every other day. I can do my entire prescriptions for them within for the full year. I can pick them all up within a week. Okay. This one, it's like, oh, you got pills 27 days ago? Get the fuck out of here. You come back when it's your turn. Right. Yeah. So like I said, with Amazon, I get an update when my package is 10 stops away, when my package is 4 stops away, when it's been delivered. I get a little code. They send me a code. Yeah. I go to it's called the Amazon Hub. I punch it in and it goes, bonk, and the shelf pops out, and I go get my things. So you're telling me that with a substance that I can only pick up once in a 30-day period, there's not a fucking tracking number?
Right.
Like, because I told the pharmacist because I finally came to a point where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I just need to know. Because my psychiatrist has been telling me about the shortage on this medication for months. I thought I got lucky, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. There's no shortage. Like, I'll get one every time. Right.
Yeah.
And so when it finally happened, I was like, okay. I get it. It's this is part of life. There's nothing you can do about it type stuff. But the fact that I kept being told, call back tomorrow and we'll see if it's in, like, God damn it. You should know where your shit is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so I finally tell the pharmacist, I'm like, I'm not upset about the fact that you guys don't have it. I'm not upset about the fact that it hasn't been filled. I'm sure you get yelled at over this stuff all day, but I don't understand why you can't just tell me when the estimated date of arrival is. And he's like, well, technically it's the middle of July. And I was like, that's all I needed. I'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Doses.
You're like, that's all you had to tell me.
That's really all I needed.
And not just call back tomorrow and maybe we'll have it. Like, that's the same thing that happened with Keith and his glasses. All right. So he had to get like new glasses. And the first place that he went to, they're like, oh, we don't have your glasses yet. Call back tomorrow. Call back the following day and see if it's here. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, don't you have like a tracking number on when it's getting shipped from the manufacturer?
Who do you use as a courier service? Jimbo's Bicycles courier service? Like,
I mean, he's like, even fucking Temu uses UPS. Like, what are these other like healthcare companies using these days? I don't understand.
So for anyone who, if I do seem off or more manic than normal, because I know that I have a tendency to come off a certain way, or erratic or anything, it's because I'm off that certain kind of med for right now. And it's part of, and look, the other thing I want to say is just for anyone out there, I hope that prescription medicine is important. And always make sure that you do whatever you need to make sure that you get your medicine. If it's something a doctor prescribes to you and they tell you, especially when it comes to your mental health, there's a lot of stuff you can do on top of getting prescription drugs, like going to the gym or going to a therapist or just going out and doing something that calms your mind down. And sometimes calming your mind can be something loud and destructive. It's whatever works for you.
Right.
But also, don't fuck around. If you're prescribed something, sometimes it's not going to make you feel the way you want to feel. And I get that. I'm with you on that. But at the end of the day, it's going to make you feel like you don't want to do bad things. That's the plan anyway. So treat yourself well. Yeah. All right. Speaking of treating yourself, we got a Temu update from you.
Yes.
I got a Temu story for you. And I also, real quick before you get started, I was watching a video, and apparently if anyone's out there, if you're thinking about going on Temu, now is the time. And the reason I say that is because there are stories coming out saying how Temu is losing an average of $5 to $15 per sale on everything. They are dropping prices specifically so that they can get into the American market. So now they are taking losses on everything. Now's the time to order something if you're going to do it. Okay.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
Okay.
So what's with the update?
Okay. So quick update. My shipment came in maybe of last week, the end of last week. And I was like, wow, it's already here. Like, I wasn't expecting it to come until after the 4th, but it came about a week early. And, I was so excited. I was like, ooh, what's in it? It came in like the cheapest orange bag, right? With so much tape on it.
Oh, the Temu bag. Like, the Temu
bag. Big orange Temu bag with a ton of like clear packaging tape on it to hold it all together.
So just so you know, people who live in apartments are actually super annoyed with the Temu bag because you can't really hide it. So if you don't have something like I do where it's a hub and they put your packages into a certain place, or if you're just a homeowner and they leave your package on the front, it may like you cannot hide. It's super obvious that there is a package just chilling right there.
Right there. You can, there's nowhere to hide it. It's freaking bright orange. And anyways, I was so excited. I'm unpacking everything. I was making sure I got everything. I was like, cool. I had 8 items that I ordered. It was 8. I was like, oh, okay. So the first one I got was this orange tumbler.
Oh, okay. Is it worth the money that was paid for it?
I paid $8 and like 56 cents for this. I don't think it's worth it because it does not keep my water cold. But I'm
How,
keeping it because it's orange and it's like still usable around the
so
house and
yeah, I
it's
was gonna say, how
fine.
long would you say it keeps your water cold compared to the good one? So like, is it a 50% thing? Is it a 25% thing?
I would okay, so I tried to do this one holds ice, like full of ice. So let's say it's about three-quarters of ice and then water. It will hold the ice for I would say about an hour. And then
So
my
it's a
regular,
cup. It's a regular cup,
yes,
essentially. Okay.
yes, this double insulated, no, I don't know. But my regular cup, it'll hold my ice if it's three-quarters of ice with water for maybe up to like 3, 4, 5 hours later, and it still have ice in it.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's still usable. It's just not good if you're expecting it to hold, your ice for longer and keep your water cold out in the, sun and when you're out and about.
Right. Okay.
But I was like, oh, I'll keep it. But there are things that I got in my package I had to return because I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I just returned it yesterday, so I don't have it for like view here. But I ordered this makeup bag that was advertised as a sturdy makeup bag that you can lay open flat. This shit
Okay.
was not sturdy. First of all, this shit was flopping everywhere. And I was like, so I had to tell Keith, I go, Keith, this is what the advertisement says. Look at that. Like the picture, it's very sturdy. It looks like it's, heavy duty. And this thing's just flopping everywhere. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this
I don't
is a
know
waste
why.
of money.
I don't know. It's probably just my childishness as a person, but every time you say flop, I'm just thinking I'm just
It
thinking
is
that your
exactly
bag
what it
basic
is.
I'm trying to think it reminds me of a dick, okay, people. It reminds me of a floppy penis. And that's all I want to say now is get your bag some Viagra, please. Stiffen it up.
God damn, Timu. But okay, other than that, what else did I return? I returned a dress, which was probably my mistake to begin with. Like, I don't think you should order clothing on Timu. I think it's more for like house things and accessories and stuff. Don't order clothing because this dress that I bought did not look sheer on any of the pictures. But when I tell you, I put that on and you can just see everything. I was like, oh, we can't wear this out anywhere.
Yo, so just wear it in. I'm sure Keith would love it. Be like, yo.
Yeah, he did. And that was the thing. But I'm like, I bought this to wear out.
Yeah. And now you gonna get turned out.
It got returned regardless because I'm like, no.
I had your back, Keith.
And then I
Okay.
can't remember the last thing I returned, but there was something else. But I did keep a few of the good things. Like I got these nails, like I did my nails with these
Okay.
press-ons, love. And then I got a new gym bag that I also love.
Okay.
It's so,
Okay.
it was a little hit and miss, but I will say their return process is easy. You just print out a UPS label, put it back in the Timu bag if you want, and just ship it back out.
Well, I'm glad that
Um,
that aspect. I'm sad still for Keith. I feel like you sent that dress home too soon. I feel like you guys could have gotten a lot of miles out of it, but I almost got by Timu.
oh,
I was so close. So the advertisement came up on YouTube for they know me. It was for an electric water pistol.
an electric water, what?
Pistol. So a
Okay,
water gun, right?
water gun,
But
yeah.
yeah, but it looks like a Glock, and then you just hold it down.
How much was it?
I want to say with what 277 essentially, right?
Okay,
So I'm like, okay, 277. You've got me, Timu. Let's try it. So I
yeah,
click into it, and then it takes me to where you do the spinny, the
yeah,
roulette wheel. So I do the roulette wheel, and then it says, all right, you get $100 off of your order. All
yeah.
you have to do is select 20 items. I sure as
From a
shit tried.
list,
I
from
sure
from like their
well,
specific list,
yeah,
right?
from a specific list, but I was going
Yeah,
through the list for a very, very long time. There
yeah.
was like what I noticed that would happen is that they would hit you with it would come in waves, right? So you would get a
Mhm.
wave of like knives, and then you would get a wave of something else like water pistols, right? And then the
Uh-huh.
next wave would be sprinkled in with knives, and then the next thing that they wanted to. So my point is, if you kept scrolling enough, you got to look through Temu essentially,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
But I had to pick 20 items. So by the time I actually picked 20 things, my cart, while I was saving $100, was like 160. And I was like, I didn't come here to spend money like that, Timo. All
I
right.
just wanted my $2.77 like water
Yeah, my
pistol here.
commission check is not for another 2 weeks, my friend. Okay. We can't be doing that right now. Oh,
Oh
so,
man.
but I
That-
mean, honestly, I'll probably go back because the other thing too, because I went back into there and I moved some stuff around, so that was really like a $99 bill, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
But also they put you on a timer. Like they give
Yeah.
you, and now it's 4 hours. You should be able to get all your shopping done in 4 hours, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, I got 20 things to pick. And then I had to take Asher to soccer practice. And then so by the time I finally got everything done, it was like, you got 3 minutes left. Give us your credit card now, now, now. And I was nah, we'll try this again.
We'll try it
Hopefully.
again. You'll
Yeah.
get there. I don't know.
So
I might reorder. I might order more things, but I'm gonna no buy for the next few months. But I'll come back. I'll come back.
dress. Do it. Come on. It'll put such a smile on his face, and then he won't have any choice but then to say yes to American Gladiators. We could even
I don't think I need the dress for that to say happen.
I'm just saying, if you have the dress, stop. I'm trying to make a point, Camera. If you have the dress, then he'll like be in a really good mood because he'll be, your goodies make the boys jump on it, Now I'm just trying to think of names for the show. The first thing that popped in my head was Gladdy Haters, but I don't want to hate on the show. So
Right. That's something you can think about.
I will. Oh, I will.
Yeah. I like that though. But so Temu, you're I'm gonna give you like a 6.5 out of 10 right now.
Well, remember, they're taking all the losses. If you're gonna try it again, try it soon.
Yep.
This was no way sponsored by Temu.
No way sponsored at all.
I just like when people get deals, okay. Okay, so I wanted to ask you not real quick, but I've been watching a lot of Married at First Sight, and something came up in my office that brought this kind of attention to me that relates to the show, and I want to get your opinion on it.
Okay.
So, long story short, it was essentially a conversation that in relationships, men need respect and women need love. Now, normally what I would do here is I would get your opinion on it, but I'm going to throw a curveball into this. And that's why I still will get your opinion. I just don't want you to feel like I pulled the rug from out underneath you when I say what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that the answer is that's fucking stupid. Because it's not that men need respect and women need love. People need you to listen to them and take their feelings into consideration. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
You can interpret it however you want. Love and respect are just feelings that you have. So if you listen to someone and they tell you how something makes them feel,
right,
and you interpret that and try to make their life better by proxy, you're just listening to their feelings. And I'm really, really getting tired of this rhetoric that puts us in this fucking 1950s that men need this and women need that. Like, no, people just need you to fucking listen to them and not just placate them. They just want you to feel, they want to feel like what they say matters, especially to their significant other.
Yep.
You know?
I agree. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so like I said, now before I went on my grandstand, What would you have said? Would you have agreed with that?
That
That men need respect and women need love?
No, like you mentioned, that's just so old school thinking, right? It's basically the same thing as like the men are the breadwinners and women stay home and are the
Men are
homemakers,
hunters
right?
and women are gatherers.
That's just old thinking. And I feel that with like our generation now, we think completely different. We're not, so boxed up in those norms that people used to put them in. And I don't like that. I don't. Like I feel if you are a man who likes to cry, I feel like you should just cry. Like I don't
No, I don't have a problem crying.
like just because it doesn't make you any less manly or anything. It's just that's how you show your feelings. Like I'm not gonna disregard your whatever manlyhood because of it.
Well, also,
and so it's just yeah,
women don't want respect. I'm
right.
sorry. What the fuck have the women's soccer team been doing for the last 17 years if not yelling, "We want our respect"? Yeah. Mega Rapinoe with 18 colors of hair just in your face all the time about it. Like when we say things like women need this and men need this, you know what it turns us into? Opposites. And yes, there are some things about men that are just different from women. And like from a society standpoint, while this is not across the board with every single person, but I think for most men and women, it's similar to this. And please let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But when it comes to your friends, guys will only share their location with friends if they think something bad will happen or if they think there's a chance something bad will happen. It's the only time. The only other person in their phone that the location is shared with, unless it's like your dad because you're a child, is your woman. The only other person is you got it shared with your woman, mostly because she made you do it at some point. However, on the opposite end of that, with women, because we had this conversation the other day, you guys share your location with all your friends all the time for whatever reason, right?
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
Right. So there are differences in men and women. I'm not going to say that, but to put it on such a cut and dry, no, men like this and women like that, like, no, because we are, especially like you were saying, Judy, we are evolving on an emotional state rapidly. And I think a big part of that is social media and just how acidic it is. And it shows how serious mental health can be because we see all these shitty people just saying whatever they want. And by proxy, it makes people want to hurt themselves. And it's not fair, but at the same time, it does, as a society, allow us to grow, in my opinion, at an exponential rate compared to previous generations in this regard. And I say that from my own standpoint because I never try to cut myself off to anything. There are certain things that I don't understand, and I'll be the first one to admit I don't understand fucking people who want to call themselves they. Like, I'm not saying that they're right or wrong for doing it. I'm saying that to me, I don't understand it. If that's what makes you happy and that's how you want to live your life, cool. But, I was born a guy, or I don't feel like I'm a man. I feel like I'm a woman. Like, that's just how I grew up. So that's what makes sense to me. People who want to call themselves like this other gray area thing, it's complex and perplexing to me. So while at the same time, I'm not saying don't do that, because if you're happy and you're healthy and you're not hurting anybody, fucking please. It is so hard to do that, but I might need some extra help getting there myself.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't make you like, what's the word?
Transphobic, homophobic, genderphobic, any of the phobics. No, exactly. Like, thank you for that. Because phobia, the people who will call you a phobic for saying that you don't understand something are the same people that will call themselves a victim because they called you an asshole. Oh my God, I don't like that you're upset at me. I'm such a victim. Well, I wouldn't be upset with you if you didn't call me an asshole. But you're being one. It's your fault. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Okay, and so I'm so glad that I know that we have hit like 15 different things on this topic, but I'm glad that we got to have this conversation about people and men and women especially because like the power dynamic in my house changes on like a fucking minute by minute basis depending on emotions, right? Sometimes it's fucking alpha dog Ryan. What's up? Say my name. Appreciate me. Which by the way, I'm gonna real quick.
Appreciate me.
I'm gonna
gotta get that on a shirt.
I'm going to that one's getting put on a shirt because there's a wrestler called Roman Reigns, and his bit right now is that he is the tribal chief, the head of the table, and when he gets into the arena, the entire arena needs to acknowledge him. So he says, "Acknowledge me." So since I feel real fucking unappreciated at work, I'm gonna get that shirt that just says "Appreciate me."
I love it.
Perfect. But no, like depending on like the situation, the power dynamic changes. Sometimes I, let Alex lead the way. Sometimes she lets me lead the way. Sometimes we butt heads about shit and we both disagree. But at the end of the day, since we have an open communication and we take each other's feelings into consideration, and guess what? Any old hat out there that's like, oh no, you just don't understand it. You understand that men, they're just when I was growing up, men just were different. We were cut different, and women, they knew their fucking place. No, I'm just kidding.
And I'm like agreeing because there are like people who think like that, and right. it's
But what they're failing to understand is that we are not disqualifying what they are saying, just how they are saying it. Right. Because respect is a feeling. There is a certain level of respect that you have for your father, hopefully. And then there's a certain level of respect that you have for, the manager of a really good sports team. Like I have a ton of respect for Pat Riley and Bruce. What's Bruce's name? I forgot that our hockey team's manager.
Cassidy.
Bruce Cassidy. We're gonna if Alex and I have a boy, his middle name is gonna be either Bruce or Aiden because of the Knights. So I have a level.
You heard
of
it here first, guys.
No, she knew already.
Oh, okay.
But I have a huge level of respect for those guys because of what they did in the championship that they brought to Las Vegas. But at the same time, if you think that level of respect is anything close to the respect that I feel for my dad, then you're fucking insane, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's all just feelings, man. And as soon as you can understand that and stop trying to get around it and just say, look, I feel differently about things than you do. And that doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes us different. And it makes us need to grow together. Mm-hmm. And I say all that because, like I said, we had that conversation, but I've also been watching Married at First Sight. And honestly, that it just seems like a lot of time people don't know how to communicate their feelings. They can communicate anger, but they can't communicate anything past anger. And that's what trips a lot of people and a lot of couples up. So, well, a lot of people be fucking on that show too.
Which one is this? Married at First Sight?
I mean, I was just trying to get a joke out of that one, but no, I mean, so we're watching it right now. There's a couple called they're called Myrla and Gil because that's their names. But literally, that's all they do. They are the slowest burning couple of all the ones on this season. But all they do is they talk to each other and they listen to each other and they try to understand each other and try to incorporate parts of the other person's life into their lives slowly but surely. And it's not an easy path. And it's not like they're like, hey, I want you to do this. And okay, cool, I can do that. No, they have arguments and stuff over it. But because they've just done this slow burn this whole time where they've just gradually built and built and built, in my opinion, now I'm not at the end of the season, so we'll see how things finish up. Yeah, there's a stick of dynamite out there somewhere, baby. But in my opinion, they're the strongest couple right now. And they're the couple that took the longest to kiss because she didn't feel comfortable with it. right? She's a very controlling kind of person. I don't mean controlling like in a bad way, like, but she is a control freak. She's the kind of person that says you choose to be in love rather than you fall in love, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so for them to be where they are from strictly a communicative point, it shows me how important and how amazing it can be in your life if you just embrace it and don't try to deal with what, just do what makes you happy in your situation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like if it works for you, you don't have to be like me. You don't have to tell everybody all your shit. I have a problem. I have a fucking disease that I need to share everything with everyone all the time. You could do weird shit and not put it on the internet. Okay. You can do that.
You could. Yeah, you could.
You know, but like, as long as it works for you, look, I mean, Keith is a fucking internet star. All we ever do is see his back.
And then the Cajun hand or something.
Yeah. You know, like, you can have your best life and not let people shit all over it if you just allow yourself to. So this second half got very serious. I wasn't planning on it being such a serious thing. I like the funny ha-has. So if you're still with us,
good.
You're still with us, I appreciate you. And please feel free on whatever you're watching this on, whether it's YouTube or TikTok or whatever. Let us know how you feel about this in the comments down below. And honestly, I think that's it for this week, guys.
I think so too. Oh, if you have any other comments, please. I'm very active still on Twitter. Please at me. Some of my friends that I follow on Twitter started listening to our podcast because I try to post them. And, I'm like, please give me like good feedback. Don't just be like wishy-washy, like, oh, you guys sound good. Like,
so honestly,
feedback.
And I know that we're running late, but I got to tell you this now. Take the link from the clips that I'm putting on YouTube now for your tweets. It's literal. That's what they're there for. That's perfect. I fucking love you, Judy. You're so awesome. All right. Yay. We do have to go because we're up against it, but thank you guys again. This has been a conversation with Judy and Ryan right here, youtube.com @TABPOD. Peace.
Bye.